Okay, so here we are inside Visual Studio. This is the Community 2019 edition, and you can see the options that we have. I highlighted this one because we're going to use this in a second. You'll see the open recent for things that you've been working on will be over here. Notice it's a .sln for your solution file here. So we've got a project that we're going to be working on, and for now, all I'm going to do is open this up, and I'm going to show you a little problem that we have. So far we only have the core component installed. So we only have the, just the shell of Visual Studio installed. So what we're going to have to do is if I click open, you'll see a little message will pop up, and it defaulted to this little location because this is where I was a second ago. But if I go in here to controls demo and I want to open this SLN file, I'm going to go ahead and say open. And oh, we get this little message. So, which this message is nice. Thank you, Microsoft, for making it easier. In the old days, you just get an error. But this is kind of nice. So, install missing features. So we are in fact missing this particular component. So we're missing the .NET desktop development. So where you can go in and build WPF, which stands for Windows Presentation Foundation, or like Windows Forms, all these little things that you want to do in here. Key being Visual Basic. And if you just click install, don't do it yet, but if you just click install, it will go ahead and help you do that. But I want to show you how to get to this to the install, the modify feature of the installation in a different way. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And then if I come up here and I go to tools, okay, and under tools, I'm going to say there's so many different things in here. It's crazy. But under get tools and features, I'm going to say yes. And it's going to then pop up with this little Visual Studio installer. This should look fairly familiar to you. Remember when we went through this before? Um, and we did the install, we skipped it, and we just went, okay, go ahead and install it. Well, we don't need to do that anymore because we already have that installed. But what we really need is this .NET desktop development. So under Windows, if I check this little box, you'll see it adds in these components that we might need. So we're up to a 3.4 3 gigabyte install for this as far as the space required, and we can leave it uninstalled while downloading, but we're going to need this. Now, these other components, we don't need these right now. If for some reason we need these later on, we can always add them back in. For now, just go with the default. So on, off, and then go ahead and use modify, and we will just modify our actual installation, adding in these components that we need. Similar to in the other video I was talking about, like if you wanted the C++, or maybe let's say we wanted to add Python on here, we can add Python in here, or whatever. So there's all sorts of different things that you can add. For now, we'll just stick with this basic under Windows, the .NET desktop development, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit modify, and it will go ahead and start walking through all this, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say continue because I don't want that open, so it's going to close it out. So I have my random picture thing on the desktop background here. Interesting. I don't know. While this is installing, do you guys change those out? Just curious. I don't know. I try and change my picture packs out because it gets boring with the same thing. So I like to do the ones that change. Anyway, just throwing it out there. No, I don't know this person. It's a random picture. So anyway, so there's that. So that you don't have to listen to me while this is all installing, I'm gonna go ahead and hit pause and then come right back after it's finished. All right, so I'm back. I would say my install probably took that modify install probably took, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes. So not too bad, I guess. It'll just depend on your computer and I guess if you have good internet connection to download the stuff. But anyway, so we get to this little point where it says reboot required. This is something you need to do. I'm gonna click not now for this, but it'll finish up and it'll restart. So that's what you'll end up having when you need to restart it when you're done. And I mean that's basically about it. So that's kind of it for this video. So we'll go through what Visual Studio will look like with the new components. That kind of stuff will be for other what the file looks like, what a project looks like, how the little windows work together and everything that they have inside there. So we'll go through that in another video. This one was just basically trying to get you to modify, add the .NET, and that's about it. So hopefully you're good to go on this now too. You have to restart your computer and come back.